Tonight, we've got Jurassic Park Survival, we've got Chaos Theory Season 2 news, Jurassic World 4 casting updates. I am Brad Jost, and this is Let's Talk Jurassic. Maybe if the intro would play. No, it's not going to play. All right, everybody, what's going on? For some reason, my buttons aren't working tonight. I have this whole Stream Deck thing. It's just apparently not working. But anyway, welcome back to another Let's Talk Jurassic, your weekly live stream here from the Jurassic Park Podcast. Thank you so much to our returning viewers out there. If you're new here, welcome. Glad to have you here. If you're out there lurking, say hi. We'd love to hear from you. I want to go ahead and see who's here and stuff. We'll get into that in just a second. And we have a guest too, so we'll get into that as well. But first, let's go to the website. Please load. First off, there we go. Tonight's going so well already. Please go check out our recent episode from this week. It's the top 5 scenes in the Jurassic World trilogy. With new friend of the podcast, Carlos Omar from the Horror Daddies podcast. Please go check out this episode. We did 5 things each from the Jurassic World trilogy, and it was a really fun episode. So please go listen to that one. And of course, check out our article about Jurassic Park Survival. Tom Jurassic wrote that up. It's on Jurassic Park Podcast as well. We'll be talking about that game in just a few minutes, but also go subscribe to my Substack where you get some Jurassic Park Podcast news, Jurassic Park commentary, theme park stuff, Grim Grinning Hosts episodes, and Force Cast stuff. So please go subscribe to that when you get a free minute. It might prompt you to like say, do you want to donate money or whatever, but you can just skip that, bypass that. That's all good. But my buttons don't work. I'm going to have to get used to that, but I am not alone here tonight. Oh, now the music's not working. I updated this program and now just nothing wants to work apparently. But let's go ahead and introduce tonight's guest, if this all works right, Aaron Beyer. He's here.
What's going on, buddy?
I don't know, man.
What's going on?
This episode's a whirlwind already.
Sounds like you need a new computer setup, buddy. Nothing's working.
I don't know what happened. I just updated stuff, and now nothing's working.
Oh, that's what you get. That's what you get.
You can't update anything, so that's great.
No.
That's awesome. But we've got you back early this time around to talk some Jurassic. We've got some survival stuff. I kind of figured maybe you'd want to talk about that, which is going to be fun. And I know you're really itching to talk about Chaos Theory Season 2, so we'll definitely give that a quick mention.
Season 2? Wait, what? Didn't they just release Season 1?
Yeah. But how have you been since we last talked?
Good. No complaints. I think, let's see, since last we talked, I think Mattel nailed it and hit it out of the park. I think some of these new renders coming out of this survival game are pretty cool. Jurassic June is in full swing, I guess. I don't hang out on social media anymore, so...
Well, how are you feeling? Are you getting the Jurassic June vibes, or is it happening for you, or what are you feeling?
No, because, like, honestly, I barely register that it's June, and, like, dude, I'm so far removed from social media at this point. Like, is it still a thing like it was?
Social media?
Like 4 or 5 years ago.
No, I mean it's a whole different thing right now, and it's not very fun. So, we've gotten rid of. Well, they're still there. They're still active, I guess. But our Twitters have, gone away. I don't use those at all. But I did go over to Threads, and Threads is a good time. It's a good replacement for Twitter. So I've been utilizing that. I've been utilizing Letterboxd to like write movie reviews and have good times on there. So that's been fun. But sure. I feel like I feel like you kind of where I'm a bit disconnected from the conversation in the community outside of this live stream, outside of people emailing or calling in or whatever to the podcast. But outside of that, I'm like, I feel like that everyday chatter is a little gone for me since I'm not on Twitter. So I feel like we gotta get that back somewhere, you know?
I mean, look, we're ramping up. You're talking about Chaos Theory Season 2. We got a video game. We got a movie. Mattel's just killing it. I loaded up Evolution 2 the other day and put my Microceratops in there. It's great. I was doing some inventory. If you look, well, let's see, over this shoulder, I dug out my old copy of The Lost World on PlayStation 1. And that's now on display on the shelf. And then if I tilt the camera this way, you can see my copy. Oh, it's all blurred out, or it's got shine on it. But there's my copy of Trespasser. Yeah, I got a laser disc back there of the first 2 movies. No, the Lost World is in a box somewhere. But I've got Trespasser back there.
Okay.
So I added that to the shelving the other day. There's actually all 3 DreamWorks interactive titles are back there, but Trespasser's up front because, you know, it was clearly the best one.
Awesome. Well, you know, sometimes we got to find our own ways to hype up Jurassic June a little bit. But
yeah, I mean, I'm actually thinking about watching Dominion again.
Hey, soon. Man. Well, let me tell you about a little something. Next week here on the live stream, we're going to go live an hour earlier for everybody out there. I got to figure out how that's going to happen. I still haven't planned, really. I'm just going to have to come down here earlier and stream. But what's going to happen is we're going to watch the extended cut together. So typically when we do that on these watch parties, I don't stream the video or anything. So you're not going to see the movie. Because that I would get taken down, so that wouldn't work. But you will get commentary and stuff like that. But I'm going to be watching the extended edition of Dominion all the way through, however long that is. I forget, it's like 3 hours or something. Live here on the live stream. I'm excited to do it, to be honest, because it's been a little bit since I've watched it. Spoilers for the episode from this week with the top 5 from the Jurassic World trilogy, but I did rewatch a few scenes from that movie, and man, it got me hyped. So I'm hoping that people can come up to the stream next week on the 19th. We'll be doing it at 8 p.m. EST, where we will watch Jurassic World Dominion. Y'all can comment in the chat. I'll try to comment on stuff, make my own comments about the movie, talk about theories and thoughts and all kinds of stuff. So it's going to be fun, but yeah. Next week, Jurassic World Dominion. But yeah,
Speaking of Dominion, did you open your Hammond collection figures yet?
No, I haven't. They're still sitting over there on my table that's ready to be opened. I told you, man, it's a whole thing. I gotta get the camera out. I gotta do editing and things in order to open a box.
But these figures, where'd my big guy go? I lost him already. Dude, they're so good. They're so good. Why are the figures from the worst movie in the franchise?
Hey, man.
The best figures.
Well, it's just me again. Aaron's gone because he just said something just horrible. No, he's back. I brought him back.
Can't handle the truth, buddy.
No, it's not the truth.
Look how fantastic. Like, I'm such a shill right now, but look how fantastic this figure is. It's amazing. It's amazing. I had someone comment today at work. I was on a conference call, and they were like, Aaron, I really like that you have all your Jurassic Park stuff back there. I said, all my Jurassic Park stuff.
What are you talking about? That's not it.
Friend, this is a slight fraction of the Jurassic Park stuff. How long have you been collecting? Well, the movie's 35 years old at this point, right? 31 years old?
31, yes.
So I've been collecting for 31 years at this stage. It's a nightmare, for sure.
I'm trying to look it up here. I know some people were asking how long is it compared. Okay, so what is...
Jurassic Park is like 2 hours and 7 minutes. The Lost World is like 2 hours and 9.
No, I'm talking about the Dominion extended cut versus the regular cut. So
Well, I
this
think
is
it was like
saying that
originally like 2.5 hours.
it's 240 for the extended apparently, and then the other one says 146 minutes, but that's like the same. I don't know. Maybe that's the extended cut. I don't know, but it's a little less. 220 Jurassic K, I'm saying. So yeah, it's like a 20-minute, 13-minute difference or something like that. But it made to me a big difference in the movie. I already liked it to begin with, so
it's night and day. The level of just quality that extended edition adds. There's not too many movies where I would be like, yeah, the extended edition is way better. I think like Dominion is one of them. Because typically my mindset is like they cut things for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah.
Like they cut things because they don't need to be there, right? But this was clearly like Universal being like, no, we're showing this thing every 2 hours and like 10 minutes or whatever. Like you're gonna have a 2-hour cut of this, and it just sets up so much stuff. All the payoffs are there that are a little bit better. The whole intro is just, I think, necessary to justify the final battle of the movie.
Yeah, it's
like
so good.
with the weird like phantom memories that they have, like, which is so weird and random, but it's so good. Which, hey, I'm just saying that ending proves that Maisie has phantom memories from her past life.
Does it?
Yeah, of course. If our Tyrannosaurus Rex has phantom memories of that battle, then
of lying there dead,
then Maisie has phantom memories of being at Jurassic Park when she was when she was a teenager.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, maybe. I mean, but
that is the only angle of the clone thing that I'm down with. So it needs to happen, buddy. It needs to happen.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm rambling, and I know you like to keep this show tight. So
I don't know. Well, let me just shout out the few people in the chat here. Muzamil, what's going on? Skylar, how's it going? Howdy. We got you, Aaron. We got Tyler here. What's going on? Yeah, we are. I'm excited to watch it. And Jurassic KM gave you a shout just a minute ago. Good to see you there. Let's see. Spino Rex finally ordered those two that you were just talking about there, Aaron. Matthew here says Jurassic World 4 T-Rex being Big Edie over under 50%. Fair point, Matt. You know Big Edie, right, Aaron? You know of Big Edie.
Yeah, it's one of the skin expansions in Jurassic World Evolution 2. No, I know that character. I know that character. I don't know how it plays into the later movies. I mean, I think Colin came out and said that the T-Rex in Jurassic World is the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. So,
well, yeah, but then what if we, which I was saying this maybe on this week's episode, I was saying like I would love if they just, and Carlos I think was saying it as well, like just kind of let Rexy retire, gracefully. She got out of a bunch of battles. Let's move on. Like let's let her have her peace and just live off in the Dolomites.
I don't feel like I don't really understand. I think I've said this before. I don't understand why we have this attachment to the Rex being like a character. Like it's just, I mean, I consider it the same as like a white-tailed deer, like in Michigan.
Come on, but it's like the same as being attached to, the explorers or the visitor center or the T-Rex paddock. Like a tangible thing that we remember from our past. That like, hey, it's still there, it's still alive. Like that's really cool. So it's it's any history of like Grant and Ellie and Ian Malcolm like 30 years later. It's the same character.
Sure,
technically like.
I don't feel like we have to have some big like Rexy death scene or something or some. It just, she may or may not be out there, and this Rex is a little different in this movie.
Yeah.
And
I think I think the difference Rex, is like, it's not just whatever deer was killed in Jurassic World Dominion. You know, like that deer, we've got plenty of deer for all of eternity, right? Jurassic Park came and like if you think about it in world, I guess, like that is the first T-Rex to exist in 65 million years. Mind-blowing, like, thing that happened in history. Like, to have that Rex still continuing on.
Do you have a connection with all, like, 25 Gallimimus that prance across the screen, like, in the first movie? Like, were you in Jurassic World being like, oh, I bet some of those are from the first... No, you weren't.
No, I wasn't. But also, I wasn't there for the Brachiosaurus being named, like, the first one we saw, you know, that died on the dock. Like, I wasn't there for that either. Yeah. But, like...
Stupid.
But that, I guess it's because the T-Rex was singular. Like, it was a singular raptor. I started thinking about the raptors. It was a singular T-Rex, a serious, you know. But like the raptors, I was wondering while I was saying that if I would be attached to any of the raptors from the first movie. You know,
the big one. There's one big one, Brad.
Yeah, but you don't know. You don't know the difference between any of them. You do.
Exactly.
You know, you don't know the difference. And now I would be excited if, like, you know, a species of raptor, like a tiger stripe or the JP3 raptors returned. But I guess I wouldn't have that. I wouldn't have that sentimentality of, like, if one died or something, if we followed a story around, you know.
We had the opportunity for that, and it was blown on Atrociraptors. Like, we had the opportunity to have all 4 major color variants of raptors back.
Yeah.
And we just got poo-pooed. I don't know. It would be one thing if they were like, yeah, we're going to really push Atrociraptor toys like crazy. But they don't. It's not like
what are you talking about? They're everywhere. I was just at Target today, and there was at least one in the store. They've got masks.
Yeah,
now.
But how many Velociraptors were there? How many Velociraptors were there on the shelf?
1,000.
Exactly. Like, they're not pushing Atrociraptor toys.
No, I guess not in the same way, but yeah, I don't know. I just I think that there's a valid reason to be attached to a singular dinosaur, but that was besides the point. Big Edie, I think somebody was talking. Matt was talking about Big Edie, right? Being what was the question?
I don't know. The question was
being in Jurassic World 4.
No matter what, Brads are a part of the universe, and I just refuse
that was the question. Yeah,
believe that. No matter what, I mean.
Well, Big Edie is, you know, it's a part of chaos theory. Maybe, like they were just in the show. They're like, oh, is that Big Edie? I think that's Big Edie. And then when you talk with like Scott and Aaron, the producers of the show, they were like, well, yeah, Big Edie. Or was it? Like, they were even, like, cagey about whether or not it was Big Edie. So, which they've always been when it comes to, like, specific dinosaurs. Like, if you ask about Toro or, you know, or, I don't know, other ones. Spinosaurus or something. Like, they're a little cagey about whether or not to confirm. Or even, like, the Big Edie, I guess, and the other one. The other Little Edie, I guess. You know, like, whether these dinosaurs are the same Rex family that we saw in the Lost World. So I don't know, but I think it could be possible to have another T-Rex be Big Edie or one of those Rexes from Chaos Theory and Camp Cretaceous.
I think they literally have sat down in a room, and I think on orientation day of any new project, they sit the creators down and they go, hey, listen, we just want you to spread chaos in the fandom, and we want you to put the same paint job on a different T-Rex model and then like say it may or may not be the same one. And then we want you to like say there's 15 dinosaurs on the island, but we want to show you like 40 species in one movie. And then we want to we want you to create a spin-off show with the exact same characters and then maybe say that like it's an alternate reality. We just anything to mess with the fandom, to drive them insane. Specifically, that Aaron Beyer guy, that
him
late
specifically
30s millennial.
Yeah,
we just hate that guy. And here's what we want to do: we want you to make we want you to like pitch a Fortnite level or Fortnite season that's exactly like Jurassic Park, but like you're not gonna have any of the licensing there.
Yeah, no official, no dinosaurs we care about, just generic raptors.
Right. Like, yeah, and that's what Universal wants. So I'm pretty sure that's a meeting that happens. It's like part of orientation day.
Maybe. But let's talk about this new movie since Matt brought up JW4. Let's talk about that one because this was like last week or so, but I just wanted to, I always like to take a look just before it gets too long far away from it. But all right, so David Iacono joins a new movie. That is not David. That is David Kep. Well, I just said that's not David. That is David. It's just a different one. For some reason, his picture is not showing up. Let's get rid of this. Does he have a picture? No picture. Cool. Anyway, this guy right here.
Okay.
Joining the movie, and I think it's another actor that I don't really know much about, but let's bring up the IMDb here. I'm getting younger vibes, right? Like, it's certainly a younger actor. I don't know if were me and you talking about this recently, about kids being in this movie. I don't know if it was me and you or not, but we hadn't gotten any, like, casting of younger people, really. Like, anyone that's, like, a potential kid in this movie, because this franchise is all about kids, right? Now, this guy's not a kid, per se. Now, my light just went off. Dude, I am having no luck in here.
You got problems, buddy.
What is going on? I don't know. But anyway, let's see. Dead Boy Detectives. Don't know that. Hungry, Hightown, The Summer Turned Pretty, Fresh Kills, Cinnamon. Flight Attendant. I think I maybe watched that. Yeah, I definitely watched that. Flight Attendant.
That was a great show.
I can't tell you. It kind of fizzled out, I feel like. But
yeah, it did.
The Good Doctor, Joker, Flirting Man on the Bus.
Dude, I just saw Joker for the first time.
And how is that possible for you?
Because, Brad, you have to understand, when the Joker was, you have to put yourself back in the year that the Joker came out, right? In 2019.
Keep talking. I'm listening. I'm going to figure out this light.
This is a Elseworlds movie. Is Henry Cavill Superman? Is he not? Is the Snyderverse going to continue? Is the Jim Carrey style Joker a thing? Right? And this was my hill to die on. I was like, I'm going to pay with my wallet, or I'm going to speak with my wallet, and I am not going to see the Elseworlds Joker movie. And because I was like, I'm firmly against replacing the cast of the Snyderverse, even though I dislike that Joker very much.
Yeah,
I was completely against recasting.
Those makes sense. Makes sense, but and I was kind of not so harsh like you were. I was in that camp that was just like, why are we doing this? Why are we making this all so confusing with different Batmans, different Jokers? But at this point in time, I'm like kind of just like, let's just continue that and make it even. Let's just go deeper and like just give us every variant of everything, and who cares? Like at this point, like I'm like, give us Robert Pattinson, get whatever Zack Snyder to come, make his Ben Affleck one, and then also get a new
give us
Batman,
good movies,
and
right?
Yeah,
because what we've all kind of come around to be saying is like, okay, well, at this point, like you took the cast that we all love, and this is MCU and DC and all. It's like, but now you're kind of making mid to not so great movies. So like, fine, explode the multiverse everywhere. That's fine. Can you make a good movie? Can you make I think Deadpool and Wolverine might be it.
Maybe
might be the good movie we're all waiting for.
The mid stuff you're talking about, I feel like that hits the Spider-Man universe quite well, because we've got some good Spider-Man movies, like actual Spider-Mans, and then of course even like stellar animated Spider-Man movies. I want them to just but then we also got the Venoms, which are kind of like the mid stuff, and then the Madam Webs and random stuff like that. I want them to just give us Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire movies again. Just go all out with the Spider-Mans and just give them all the Spider-Man. I just want all of them. Yeah, anyway. Let's see. Anyway, what I was saying about this guy is he's a younger adult, so he's the closest I feel like to somebody who could be, potentially part of the family dynamic of this upcoming film, because so far this dynamic has been absent from a lot of the casting updates. It's all, adults, still younger adults, but not like him, I don't feel like. And then of course just people from Thailand and some older people and stuff. So I haven't really seen anybody like his age. So hopefully that means we're still keeping that family dynamic, because that is so intrinsically Jurassic for me, at least.
Yeah. I mean, cool on this kid. I'm getting a sense that because there's not like a ton going on right now in Hollywood that like people are just crazy optimistic for. Dude, the cast is massive at this stage, and then you gotta wonder like, okay, who's in this movie, and like who's like really like in this movie? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
sure, yeah. Like
who is really in this movie? I mean, we've got
Joe Schmo got cast, great. He's cameraman number 7 at New York City, like on the street,
sure.
Right? Like, I feel like that's the level of stuff we're getting into, and I'm not. This is really, golly, I know I'm like the negative character on this show, but like, I want like a solid cast. I want like a wall of like people that we should care about, like standing next to one another.
I know. Honestly, I was hoping that would happen today, because I haven't paid attention, but there was talk that it was going to start filming today. And I kind of thought, oh, maybe today's the day. And me and Stephen Ray Morris have been planning to talk when news drops, and like every day we text each other like, I guess not today. It's not happening today. We're just sitting there sending gifs of like people just like staring at their watches, and I don't know when it's happening, but like we're not getting that update that we all want of here's the cast list, here's the title, here's whatever, here's what's going on.
But the cast list would be nice, but also like, I mean, I don't know how much you are paying attention, but like, let's go back to Deadpool. What do we really know about Deadpool and Wolverine, right? We know that it has Deadpool and Wolverine. That's kind of it. Like, we don't even know fully what the suit looks like unless you're following like Hot Toys. But I mean, is the Hulk in Deadpool and Wolverine? I don't know. He better be. He better face off against Wolverine. But this is the last chance I think we're going to have with Hugh Jackman. But is it the last chance we have with Hugh Jackman? I don't know.
I would say no. I would say there's at least one more chance, or 1 to 2 more chances.
I think there's at least Secret Wars, right? Like,
yeah, if Secret Wars gets split up in 2 movies, which I heard some rumors about, like, please do that, by the way. Don't pull a Dominion and just give us only one. But like, I don't know. I think we know enough about that movie, but at the same time, you're right. Like, we don't know much of anything, and the trailers have revealed very little. So that's good. I hope they stay that way. I'm excited
for Wolverine because I don't know really what's coming, and I feel like we are still far away from the release of that new Jurassic movie, and keep the secrecy as long as we can. I think, what was it? Was it, I guess, Fallen Kingdom and Dominion? Dominion especially, it was like talking about it every week for 2 years before it came out because of the pandemic and like the shooting schedule, and it just, I don't know, man. Like, I keep a secret, keep it safe, and let's be super excited for it when it happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, I've always been like trying to say that as well when it comes to like the marketing and stuff like that, but I think we just need a little bit here at the start. Like, think about Superman. Who's in that movie. You know the people that are in that movie. What Superman looks like now. You've got a vibe of what the set looks like and what the city kind of looks like. I just saw the Daily Planet logo today. So we've got like little bits of that movie, and a title, which changed. We got 2 titles out of this. We've got nothing.
So what did it change to?
It was like Superman Legacy, and now it's just Superman or something, right? Like, isn't it?
I have no idea. I'm not following because I'm not particularly like jazzed about it, and I almost wonder like if I just kind of stop paying attention to it.
It's the Joker effect. You're just like, this is a new. I don't want this. Where's Henry Cavill? I'm not giving James Gunn my money.
It's again. I don't want it, but you know what? Like I didn't want the Tyler Hoechlin Superman or Hoechlin Superman or whatever, and he was great. He's probably one of the best actors to pull off Clark Kent and Superman, right? As a dichotomy of characters. And I don't really think any of the actors have ever come close. I think Chris Reeve nailed both versions. In fact, Chris Reeve, I think, nailed all three versions of the character, being Superman, bumbling Clark Kent, and then like confident Clark Kent back home in Smallville. Like,
yeah,
took a character that has two parts and like split it into three. I thought that was great. But anyway,
you see that comment? Did you see that comment below asking if you think you would have enjoyed Dominion more if it had been released as a two-parter? Hard to say, but
no, because the problems I had with Dominion weren't length; it was quality of acting and storytelling. And I felt they took our iconic characters and made them kind of bumbling doofuses a little bit. I thought the direction on those actors, we know those actors all can act. We've seen them act over the last 31 years in different projects. And I thought the deliverances in lines from those characters was quite poor. By contrast to their other roles. Yeah,
No, that was my impression of every cast member in Jurassic World Dominion, because they said that word more than any other.
Now, I will say my biggest disappointment so far is that DeWanda Wise has not been mentioned at all for anything. And
you know what? I kind of got a little bummed the other day.
I think that's a crime. That is a crime.
She posted about it. Let me bring that up, actually, since we're here. I'll bring it up to, let's see, boom. All right, so DeWanda Wise posted this picture here, a bunch of pictures. I've always been confused by, are you ready for your life to change? Wait, what about my life needs changing? It's pretty lovely. I am loved. I have peace, community, and support. I have enough. 2 years ago, my life did, in fact, change, but in the ways that I value most. It was made richer and more with even more love, community, and peace. I can still blessedly go to Target, walk my dog in any city I relatively go undetected. What we experienced together making Dominion will never be replicated again. I doubt I will have another experience like it. Instead of chasing after a replicate experience, I treasure the one I had, bone and marrow. Love my Jurassic family, and thankful for everyone who came out to share the love with us. So this is from just 2 days ago. She posted this because I guess of the anniversary of Dominion. But yeah, it just felt like almost like a closing, like a goodbye, officially or something, because we've talked about it so many times that there was absolutely a passing of the torch going on for DeWanda Wise with Bryce Dallas Howard. And it just unfortunately doesn't seem to have come to fruition for whatever reason. Maybe it was a reaction to Dominion, maybe it was something else, but it seems like she had it in the bag, dude. It seems like they were ready to go forward with her and her character. I had heard those rumblings even before the passing of the torch video that happened with, I almost said Claire, but with Bryce. And then it just fizzled out and unfortunately never moved forward. And now we've got this Scarlet movie with, everybody else. So it hurt my heart a little bit to read how emotional she was about this movie and how much it changed her life in different ways. And it didn't change her life in the way of, man, I'm the new person in this franchise. So
right.
So that felt like a little it hurt. But I'm happy for her for sure. But man, I feel like there was a missed opportunity with all of this.
Yeah, these words feel like they were written by someone who recently was told that they were being passed on. Like, we're not picking up your option.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe they just want to, bringing back David Koepp, maybe they just want to distance themselves from the Trevorrow trilogy, or I call it the Trevorrow trilogy. I know he didn't direct all three, but whatever. He was definitely
it's his. It was his baby, you know.
Like, it was his trilogy. Which I don't really understand why you would need to like distance yourself from it. Like, sure, I have my nitpicks, but these come from a fan of 31
I'm
years.
totally messing up my background here.
Right.
I don't know where the screen went.
It's fine. I mean, my critiques come from being a lover of this franchise for over 3 decades at this point, right? So, like, of course, we're going to have critiques. We are the harshest critics, you know, and I think rightfully so. But at the end of the day, there's really nothing wrong with. There's not like a ton wrong with the Trevorrow trilogy. It's fun. It was kind of the Jurassic answer to Marvel, which I think was necessary for its time period, right? I think we might be coming out of that a little bit, but I mean, who knows? You know, maybe it's time to kind of do a little bit of hard sci-fi thriller with the new movie. I don't know. We shall see. Time will tell.
You know, it doesn't mean that it's officially done. This whatever she said here, but maybe there's a chance we can come back and revisit this in the future and you know, get her character back in the mix. I would love that because it's a shame. But where are we going next? Let's see. We've got Chaos Theory Season 2 on the books. You're excited. Oh, it's just me now. Why is it just me? What is going on with the stream tonight?
Back.
I should never have updated this software. Well, I'm the news, guys. It's just me. I'm Chaos Theory. What's going on? Let's go. I don't know where. Let's just go with the Universal Parks Jurassic World film. Let's just stay here. I don't know. Chaos Theory set for fall, and we've got some new pictures here. This picture, not really sure what's going on, but we've got some sort of bright tasery looking light. Maybe that's a taser, I'm guessing. So
it looks like a taser.
I'm checking the eye lines because like Darius is checking out the taser, but everybody else seems to have their eye lines set at somebody else's eye line. So I'm assuming there's somebody on this location. I will say I almost spoiled where it ends, but in this location where they are. They had mentioned here in the there's like a little synopsis in this article from Deadline. It says 6 years. It's kind of like a synopsis for also Chaos Theory, but then more. Set 6 years after the events of Camp Cretaceous, members of the Nublar 6 are struggling to find their footing off the islands, navigating a world now filled with dinosaurs and people who want to hurt them. Reunited in the wake of a tragedy, the group comes together only to find themselves on the run and catapulted into a global adventure to unravel a conspiracy that threatens dinosaur and humankind alike, and finally learn the truth about what happened to one of their own. So I think that last bit is kind of interesting. We also got a picture here of a Suchomimus, which is pretty sick. Is that what that is, right?
I mean, it looks like a Suchomimus.
It looks pretty awesome. There was a Suchomimus, I think at the end of the season, and I think it was different than this one. But and Toys that came out recently revealed that didn't come out yet. I don't know when it's coming out, but it revealed that there is like a new location for season 2. I'm assuming. So we got some Stegos here. We got this Sucho with a cool paint job, very cool look. But let's go back to that comment because, you know, as somebody who's you didn't see it at all, you don't know really what the details are. But I do want to get your opinion because what do you think? That line of like they're unraveling a conspiracy that threatens dinosaur and humankind alike. It's kind of interesting.
I mean, I have no idea. I have zero context for like what even happened in season 1.
I don't think you need to based off of this comment. I just want to know, what do you think could in the Jurassic universe, is there a conspiracy within the movies that could threaten dinosaur and humankind alike? Do you see that? I mean, is that something you know of?
I mean, I would say that Dominion, right? The not the crickets, the locust things could be like famine. I think there's also that. Didn't we kind of talk about it one time, like bringing was it the DX virus or whatever from the books into the movie, and then it was like, oh, maybe the movie has to be rewritten because of the pandemic, and maybe it's time to bring out this virus that is being spread through. I mean, I don't even remember the DX virus from the Lost World book, to be honest with you. Like, I know it exists because Jay Jurassic has talked about it with me, but like,
that's the only evidence of truth you have about the DX virus.
Yeah, the only evidence I have is someone talking to me about it, because
somebody talked about it at one point. I'm pretty sure.
But do you remember what it was? Didn't you recently read The Lost World for the podcast?
Hey man,
or something? Like,
don't put me on the spot also, because I also don't remember the details.
Are we just talking about something that doesn't exist?
We've all talked about it so much and just informed each other that this exists, but yet Crichton never even mentioned it. No, it was definitely a part of it.
Strain or something.
Yeah, it was an Andromeda strain. Yeah, for sure.
So
I do have notes, so I was gonna try to look up my notes, but hey, as always, like, things aren't working well tonight. But
well, here I have from the Jurassic Wiki. I have what the DX. Okay, DX is a prion-related disease featured in the Lost World and mentioned frequently in tie-in material and merchandise for the film adaptation of the novel. Really?
And also by Jay Jurassic.
And also by Jay Jurassic. Prions are the simplest disease-causing entities known, even simpler than viruses. They are protein fragments. They are so simple they can't even invade a body and have to be passively ingested. It was theorized by Ian Malcolm. The genetically created dinosaurs on Sorna developed a prion-related disease called DX based on records found on the island. The young dinosaur was being fed goat's milk, which is very okay. So, Injin.
Yeah, I have some notes.
Oh my gosh! Like, I vaguely remember this chapter, but like, oh my gosh, like.
Yeah, I have notes that they're like having trouble keeping the baby dinosaurs alive, so they tag and then release them, hoping that it will help them survive. And they're trying to halt the spread of the DX virus. But that was like all of the notes I had about the DX virus. So I don't know that it actually, became super involved outside of that.
Well, no, and like it's just like it's a theory. It's a theory that Ian had, right, or that Malcolm and Harding had. So like,
the government is afraid of diseases around the coast, not a virus, not bacterial. It lasts about 3 weeks, splitting headaches, mental confusion, delirium, affecting rural farmers, people around animals.
I still think it's too early to make a movie about a virus. Like,
I don't know. I think people would be cool with it. I think it's okay to do it now.
Granted, the Michael Crichton estate just released a book about a volcano exploding in Hawaii. So, like, what is tact anymore?
Well, that's the thing. Is like, even Jurassic has been that way. When Fallen Kingdom came out, there were volcanoes like ravaging in Hawaii, and then when Dominion came out, it was like the same kind of thing. It felt like there was always something happening that was related to what we're. And now Twisters is coming out, and look at the Midwest. It's like Twisters every freaking day. So it's tough, like. It's you when you make these catastrophic movies at some point, Planet of the Apes. Now we're getting taken over by chimpanzees. I remember reading that in the news the other day. So,
what?
But no. So I like where you're going though, because my mind was thinking the same thing. I'm glad you also brought up the locusts. I almost call them crickets too, because I think that's the most likely scenario that is threatening the dinosaurs and humankind alike. There was a quick mention, or I forget if it was like verbally said or just read. I forget what it was, but they did mention the locusts in season 1, so it's possible that could be continued here and kind of hopefully they could use this show to expand that plot and make it more, salvageable for people. But I also do want like the DX stuff to kind of get thrown into this for once. That would be kind of cool too.
It would be cool to kind of revisit some of the concepts in the Lost World. I think it's like a throwaway line in some of the exposition, but like, I don't think they did a very good job in the Lost World communicating that these dinosaurs were never caged. Like, these dinosaurs in that world would not know what a confinement was, right? Like,
in the book, you mean,
the
or
humans,
the movie?
Well, in the movie, even. Like, in the movie, you kind of get a hint that, like, the village is isolated via the fences, not the other way around. Like, the village is in the cage,
Fair, yeah.
But otherwise, like, I don't think they did a really good job of, like, showing that Sorna was kind of, like, set up for cages, but, like, abandoned really quickly as a confinement area. Like, it just, all of Sorna was confinement.
We see cages. It wasn't... do we see cages in the Lost World very much? Is there anything?
You don't really see cages in the Lost World. Jurassic Park 3 tries to convince you that there's like division fences, which I guess makes sense, right? You would keep your carnivores at least away from your herbivore stock or whatever.
There's
then you have the
one
aviary in Jurassic Park 3, which just breaks.
The aviary. Yeah,
the aviary just kind of breaks lore in general, but like, so yeah, I don't know. I would love to talk more Lost World. I was just lamenting the other day because I think like Jurassic Park is back in our theater. And I was like I get that it wasn't like a huge success or remembered as fondly, but dude, I don't think I've seen The Lost World in theaters since 1997. Like,
well, don't tell that to some people in California, man. They saw it this past week. It was in theaters.
I know.
Caleb was there. Steven was there.
I'm a little upset about it.
I know. What's it going to take to get the Lost World like more widespread than one place? I don't know. But yeah, I most likely would assume it's the locusts. So, but yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting. So that is season 2, and it's going to be this fall. So what we kind of expected, at least. So good to know that they've officially confirmed that. Now let's talk about this because we're already 56 minutes into this, and we got to talk about this this game, which I don't have a headline for this. I wish I did. But we've got Jurassic Park Survival, dude. Some fresh new details. Have you looked into the new details for this?
I've seen the new renders, and that's really it.
Okay. I'm gonna see if
because I still don't believe this game is gonna come out.
What? No,
it'll come out. I can't like point to anything that Saber Interactive has ever done and been like, oh yeah, like let's go.
Okay.
I mean, can you?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what their backlog is, to be honest. But yeah, I feel like I barely looked into it. All right, so I got a Jurassic Park Survival headline. So let's bring that up. There we go. Boom. All right, so we've got some new details and some new pictures, more importantly, at least. We got this sick pic of a T-Rex stalking in the background. I love it. It looks great, like the fauna and everything. Like it looks like really well, rendered and stuff like that. So I'm digging that look. T-Rex looks cool back in the background there. We've got some velociraptors. Now I know they're causing a little bit of chaos because they're more so Jurassic World variants than Jurassic Park.
I was going to say, these are like the wrong raptors. Like, what are they like already? Like, got the wrong raptor. You're out. What are you doing?
But do you write it off completely, or you just
no?
Suck it
I
up?
think it looks like concept art. I mean, I don't know. Are those models? They
It says alpha in-game screenshot.
Then it's wrong, and they need to get on it.
But I don't think they will. I don't know that they will. I mean, maybe they will because there could be more time. But it just seems like Universal's like, here's the Raptors we have. This is what we use for Raptors. You know,
right.
blue is the this is the variation of Raptor we have now. There are no others. Which is weird. I don't know why you wouldn't make like different variations, but that's to me this looks fine. Like I have no issue with this whatsoever. I don't see I barely see a difference in these Raptors personally. So it's fine with me. My guy here, I wore this shirt just for him. So let's give a shout out to to Mr. DNA. Because Mr. DNA is in this game, potentially. Hey, Saber, I know a guy who can do a voice of Mr. DNA. Look, I got the shirt on. I know a guy who can like kind of hit the notes a little bit, give you a little bit of Mr. DNA if you need to. If it's like running on a loop, if it just like got stuck and he's just like, well, dude, I got a guy, all right? I know somebody who could do it. All right, Saber? Okay? You hear me? Now I got to figure out how to get back to the other card because I lost that. I know how to get back to the other one. Let's just go here. Here it is. Boom. All right, there we go. Mr. DNA. I love seeing this room. Like, I'm super hyped to hopefully kind of just sit in these chairs and just chill for a while. I just want to sit here. I just want to, if I can like take the ride, please let me take the ride. I just want this so bad. So I'm excited by that. Oops, that's the other way. But we've got this, dude. What do you think of this? How cool is this?
Yeah, that's awesome. The fact that it gives it like, I mean, I already assumed that in Fallen Kingdom that this was something that was like from the Jurassic Park era, right? That Jurassic World was like reusing or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love it though, man. Is that the right location? I don't know. It seems like the wrong location, but I'm sure there's multiples of these, right? This is A1, and
what do you mean it sees like the wrong location?
This doesn't feel like it's in the middle of that field. This feels like it's in the middle of
well, I mean,
forest.
it was like at the base of like a mountain, right?
Yeah, kind of. But does that look like the base of a mountain to you? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, because what was it? What is that thing called? Tower. Oh,
Radio
it's a symbol that we use for the wire.
Yeah.
Let's see if we got some.
I mean, I got the design from Fallen Kingdom. I didn't like invent that.
I mean, there's. I think it's fair enough. I think it's fair.
All right.
I think it works. Of course, no shot is going to be like zoomed out at all. It's all like super close up.
But
yeah.
So here's the thing. Do you think they're going to show us new things they've invented for the lore, or do you think we're just going to hit the hits?
No, I think we're gonna get new stuff because they did mention something along those lines. Let's see, the action follows her. Let's see. We're gonna be revisiting iconic locations from the '93 film, but we'll also be seeing brand new ones.
Cool. So
I don't know if that means like the Fallen Kingdom bunker, if that's like the new location, but It says that it allowed them to explore places that were only implied in the film but never seen. Distant buildings, places where visitors were meant to stay the night, and so forth. And locations that we're familiar with may have been changed by the aftermath of the film. So that's cool too, to see what is different about the locations that we do know.
Well, that's awesome because that means we're going to be hitting the Jurassic Park aviary. That's one that they clearly mentioned both in the book and the movie. The aviary is in the slideshow, in the dinner backdrop, and then they talk about it explicitly in the game or in the book. Right, there's like an action sequence in there. From that, there's this image of our main character careening down a river in a raft. Maybe that ends in an aviary.
Tennis. We got tennis there. We've got I don't know. Yeah, so we've got like the raft ride, some waterfall looking spots.
There's the aviary. So it's in the image with the red circle. It's the image to the right.
Right there.
Yeah. So that's the Jurassic Park aviary. They talk about.
I can't wait to see this spot. That's gonna be so sick. The airplane spot.
Airplane landing.
This one, this middle of the sky spot.
That's such a 90s thing to have.
Future attractions, like
an aircraft partner.
Yeah.
You know, there's Jungle River Cruise as something that I feel like was mentioned in the movie, but kind of like shown in Jurassic World and Camp Cretaceous. Although I don't think it went by Jungle River Cruise. There's that concept art or some image of Metriacanthosaurs. And I don't even know if it's officially Jurassic, but it's Metriacanthosaurs with like some kind of like weird carousel ride, like taking you through the metric. Do you know what I'm talking about at all?
No.
Like if you just like were to Google Metriacanthosaur Jurassic Park art or something, you'd probably get this image. But it very much looks like you're like riding like what's that weird ride at Disney that's just a people mover or whatever. Like it looks like a people mover going through a river system. It's pretty cool. So see, now you're just gonna get bombarded with like kind of more modern. Oh, down. There you go, right in the middle. You were just on it. Up, slightly one above. There you go. Click on that.
This?
Yeah. I mean, what's this even from? It looks. What?
No idea.
It's just a cool image, and I've seen it floating around for years, well before the Lost World or Jurassic World. Well before Jurassic World.
Wow. I saw it before Jurassic Park. Even it was just that far.
Is it that old?
Yeah, no,
cool.
I'm just joking. But it says they've been working with all their stakeholders on what the island would have looked like after the events of the film. This includes areas we all love, like the visitor center, the T-Rex paddock, but also what we didn't see, things that were not part of the tour or got cut off by the storm. So that's exciting. So maybe we'll get to see the continued tour, expansion. That would be really cool.
Maybe we'll see the Mamenchisaur paddock. Maybe we'll see the Pachycephalosaur in exhibit. Like, it would be cool to see Lost World specific dinosaurs in the Jurassic Park. Because again, we know that some of those species from the Lost World were also living on Nublar at the time, right?
Sure.
They would have had to have been,
I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Also, some places where people are supposed to stay overnight. What would they have seen if everything stayed according to plan? Let's see. The island is as much as part of the story as the characters and the dinosaurs. Speaking of the characters and dinosaurs, it sounds like we'll see new ones of both. So new characters. So maybe more than just Maya Joshi, and special dinosaurs. In response to a question about special dinosaurs in the game that aren't in the movie, they said life finds a way. So, I think personally it'll just be like whatever's on the vials that Nedry took. I hope they don't go outside of that, because I feel like that'll just cause people to talk. But whatever's on those vials.
Have we established, right, in the movie they do talk about 15, right? 15 species on the island. Jurassic Park shows 7. Plus, I think there's 2 more on the vials that we learn about. So 7, 8, 9. And then you have to say, okay, well, species in the Lost World, just because they're on Sorna doesn't necessarily mean they have to have been on display on Nublar. But you can kind of like start adding up those numbers between Jurassic Park 2 and 3. And then there was kind of like this gap of like, what's the final one? And Dominion answers that it's the Microceratus. So I feel like the lineup it already exists. And if you are just adding for the sake of adding, you're not a real fan. You're not a fan of this franchise, and you just are in it. You have no business making a game.
Oh gosh. Yeah, and I think the whole like special dinosaurs in quotes is more of like a, kind of like a clickbait kind of thing. I don't necessarily think we're going to be getting, like, when you say special dinosaurs, it kind of makes you think, oh my God, are we getting hybrid this, hybrid that, or something crazy? I just think they just focus their question in a certain way to make it more tantalizing, I guess. But yeah, I would like to see special? I think something special to me would be the adult Dilophosaur. Like, that would be very special.
Yes. Oh my gosh, make it happen.
That would be incredibly special. So, but yeah, I don't want what TacMac here is saying about like secret attraction that Wu might have been working on in his spare time. Like, I don't want that kind of stuff. I just want like, and there's plenty within the movie, and then slightly expanded upon that with different things that we've seen that makes the most sense to me. There was a question, I think, at the beginning. Jurassic Souls, shout out to you for the super chat. Thank you so much. I wonder what special dinosaurs will be in Jurassic Park Survival. I'm hyped for that game. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just hoping like the big Dilophosaur. I hope we do get, which we did see, the Velociraptors, right? There's 3 Velociraptors here. Now, when you look at this image, Aaron, are you like, oh, this is the big one and the other 2?
This is after the events of Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, right? Isn't that, they should be dead, right? They should be dead according to this being taken part like a day after. Or so. It says takes place 1 day after the events of the 93 film. Sure. But Brad. Yeah, please spill it, because I feel like I know where you're going. Let's go.
We have loose raptors in the Jurassic Park movie. We know this. And Brad, we have a book that clearly states that the raptors were living in a cave.
I've heard that book.
As a massive like swarm almost.
Yeah.
Brad.
I'm here.
Holy crap! What if this is that? What if,
dude? I'm hoping.
What if these aren't our raptors? What if they're natural born, so they're taking on more of their natural state, which I think everyone agrees is feathers, but like maybe the Jurassic World raptors are more natural state.
Yeah, I think. I think
it's time for that story.
I think it's time for that as well. Like, because me and Tom were talking about this when these images came out this week, and we were debating the amount of velociraptors that are out there, the timeline of events and everything. So when you see those eggs in Jurassic Park, what is your thought process or headcanon as far as those eggs are concerned?
That actually is like, to me, it's like recent, like in the last, I want to say like 5 or 6 years. I just I don't really know what I thought about them. I guess because I went a very long time thinking that like the raptor being delivered at the raptor paddock in the beginning, I went like years from like 97 to like Fallen Kingdom era, thinking that like those raptors were being delivered from Sorna. Like they're coming in from Sorna and they're going into, because I just completely like missed the fact that there is a Velociraptor paddock at Jurassic Park, and it is not that containment center. It's And I think that goes along with like confusion around like the concept art. The concept art of that thing is very like amusement parky, but it's not. It's like literally just like they were ripping apart their containment, their paddock, so we had to like put them in here to like deal with it or something. And so my latest adoption is that when they are walking and they see those eggs, they're actually walking through the Velociraptor paddock, and the Velociraptors were laying eggs. And that's maybe part of why they were taken out of the cage is to figure out numbers, right? And that goes back to the book, right, with the computer model being wrong, right, and how it inventories dinosaurs. So yeah, that'd be awesome. If they want to somehow tie that into Jurassic World, where they're like, yeah, the raptors live in like the northern part of the island, and they're like,
well, I mean, if you like pay attention to the computers that are in the movie, you know, you got that like boop 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 boop. You know, like the alarms are going off on the computers,
yeah,
showing all the paddocks that are out. It
Yeah.
has the paddock in the middle, and it says Raptor Paddock, and it, you know, it showcases it in the very middle of the island. Now, it's too big of an area to be just the raptor pen, you know, like the pen that we see, the iconic, like, you know, cool looking raptor pen. That's a small location. Like, they had to be transported from somewhere. And yeah, I'm under the assumption that there's just a full paddock with fences. We've seen that. Is it concept art or something that showcases, like, you know, Grant or Raptor like on the fence, right? Which is not anything. I forget what that.
It's a Crash McCreary art piece.
Yeah,
like, I know what you're
Crash.
talking about.
Yeah, so like, and that's what we hear about in the book itself. There was a scene or so where they're just like attacking the fences, and it's different than visually what you don't even see in Jurassic Park. You know, that Muldoon mentions that they're, you know, attacking the fences and stuff. So, but yeah,
But then it gets like kind of buried by the fact that, like, okay, Nedry shuts the power down, and he's like, oh, he turned off the raptor fences. Even like Nedry knows better not to mess with that. And it's like, oh, the raptor fences. Well, the way he talks, all the raptors are in that containment thing. So are those the raptor fences? Because
yeah, and
why would
went
it matter
back
that
and
an empty
listened.
paddock lost power?
I went back and listened, and it says there. I think he said there were like 8 raptors originally, and, you know, the big one killed all but 2 of the others. So in his mind, in their minds, you know, they would have no other reason to believe that there are, I guess, other raptors, especially if they're hidden in a cave or somewhere being bred in the wild. He wouldn't know. They wouldn't know, technically.
Right.
You know, because their computer models are not up to date. They're not accurately categorizing all these dinosaurs. So to him, all but 3 of those raptors are dead. So, but I think there's plenty others out there, and there was other, I don't know where that other art is in this article, but
the one on the boat is awesome.
the boat one. I'm gonna go to our website because I know we got it on there somewhere.
I was saying that the boat one reminds me of the Peter Jackson King Kong video game, which is like, I played probably the worst version of that game. I played it on GameCube, but all the human stuff in the King Kong video game is very good. It's very scary, and this just reminds me of the
Sega game.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah. Hey, Nintendo's got that too. Nintendo's got a river section. But if you've never played it, the King Kong river thing where you're like running, like you're going down the river and you're being chased by whatever their raptors and their T-Rex thing was, and it's legit like adrenaline pumping. Like, it's good.
Yeah. I'm just hoping we get like a T-Rex encounter.
See, Jurassic KM agrees with me. That's a great portion of that game.
But yeah, I think this artwork here is pretty stellar. This looks fantastic. So I hope we get,
and those raptors,
you know,
more like
JP
this. Raptor. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but that's just the concept art. Sure, like that's what they've, you know, rendered. I'm sure like they want to use the correct ones. Like I'm if they're going to the level of detail to get, you know, stuff like this so accurate, but then not the Raptors. That just feels weird. Like, I feel like they got this so accurate, but yet the Raptors designs are off. It just doesn't. I just feel like there's like Universal above them saying like, this is what we have. This is what you're gonna make, and they're like, well, all right, I guess whatever you say, because they did mention in the article like we're working with the stakeholders to make sure that that's what they've told us. So yeah, I don't know, but life finds a way. It says we haven't seen any gameplay yet. The island is full of different types of terrain, many of them quite challenging. The player will need to use caution and planning in some cases. Checking the routes in advance. That kind of reminds me, like when I read that, it reminded me of like Horizon Zero Dawn, like in a way where you're Aloy like ducking down in the plants and you're like checking the route of the mechanical dinosaurs as they're walking around in the terrain. So I don't know if it'll be anything like that, but I imagine like that's the kind of thing like you'll kind of stalk these dinosaurs and see them do their typical routes, and then all right, now it's time to go.
Sorry, I'm reading through the chat a little bit.
Oh, okay. It says there will be times when a player needs to move very carefully through an environment to avoid attention of certain predators. She's neither superhuman nor action hero. That's good to know. Real life risks around her around every turn, I guess. A mixture of intelligence, grit, and patience to survive the island's many challenges. So, and the last piece that they did mention here was, two things. They said that Jurassic Park is the most requested game for Universal to make. That's not surprising. I don't really know, like, what else are they going to make? So that makes sense to me. But the last piece is that the game will not be coming out in 2024. I know everybody was getting their hopes up because it's available for like preload on Xbox and stuff like that, where you can like download it 70 gigabytes or whatever, but like you can't actually play anything. But it won't be coming out in 2024.
Okay.
I heard some rumors that people were saying
game dev takes a while, and honestly, game dev is a miracle if anything even happens. So, like,
yeah. But like, let's say for instance that they do want to get the Raptors right. Maybe there's a chance they could push this a little bit, and maybe it's going to come out a little bit later. I think there were rumors floating around that maybe even 2026 it got pushed to that. That seems a little far out. But also we do have Jurassic World Evolution 3 coming out next year in 2025. So that is...
We know that for a fact that Evolution 3 is happening.
That's what they've said, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's going to be launching with the next film or something like that. So it's going to be coming out next year. So are they going to release 2 games within a certain time frame? I don't know. You would better be, the person to answer that than me, I guess. But
I just think that you can't look at a trailer for a game and make any assumptions as to like when it's coming out, because
no, of course not.
I mean, no, look, like it's these. You just maybe look at the history of the developer, but like realistically, man, like a game could be teased and then not have. It was The Last Guardian or something that like Sony announced, right? And it was like 10 years after their first trailer that the game eventually came out, right? Yeah. You get things like Fallout has done it where like they announce it and then like the game's on your console in like 6 months because they're trying to like it just the fact that it's pre-ordering now is a little like sus. I would never like advocate for just throwing your money at something that you have really only seen a CG trailer for. Like,
yeah, I don't know if there's any money involved. Is there money involved in like those preloads or?
Well, if you pre-order, you're paying.
Well, not pre-order. I don't know if they're pre-ordered, but they're loading it. You can download something onto the console. I don't know if there's a paying involved in the Xbox One. I'm not sure. Is there?
What are you downloading without paying? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anybody specifically tell me about paying. So maybe if somebody has, let me know. But I know people have been, downloading something. I don't know what. The pre-install or something. It's nothing. There's nothing involved in it. But yeah, I have no expectations as far as when this is going to drop. I was surprised that this was kind of all we got, I guess. I guess I was a little surprised, but yeah, I kind of expected, I watched through the Summer Game Fest, and of course there was nothing to be seen there. But this is it that we got, this is what we got. So I'm happy with this tease, though. I think it gave us some good stuff.
Look, just be happy in the knowing that this game is, as of right now, real.
Yeah.
It is coming. If it gets delayed, a delay only means it can be better. That's all a delay means, is that the game can only be better by delaying it. I don't think there's ever been a game where it was like, man, we delayed that and now it's worse. So
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not I don't want to, jinx it, I guess, but I think it's going to be pretty cool. It sounds awesome. Just looking at the pictures, I know this is concept art, this piece here, but like, it looks like they're really trying to get their details correct, and that's exciting. So hopefully we get to explore a lot of the island, kind of like almost wherever we want. That would be nice. But we'll see. We'll see, man. Shout out to, I know there were some people in the chat. I haven't really paid a ton of attention, but Jurassic Jack, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Let's see.
So I just wanted to read, I like Megan's comment. I wonder if we could see survivors that have been left behind. One I would like to see is Jerry, one of the main characters in JP the Game. It would be nice to see him. Yeah, but I feel like he got his shine in JP the Game. And I feel like Jerry Harding from the movie is one of the first guys on the boats. I guess it depends, right? Like,
movie version's like, I'm out of here, dudes. But the game version's like, I guess I'm gonna stick around. My kid's here, and I got other things to do.
Brought my kid on this weekend. Yeah, I guess it would be cool to see, were there people that got on their escape boat and got wrecked almost right away by being thrown into one of the wharfs or something? That'd be kind of cool to stumble across people like that.
That would be cool, yeah.
I do remember that the survivors in Jurassic Park the game, it felt weird to come across that lady who was doing Parasaurolophus experiments or whatever, and she's like, oh, it's all gone to hell, but I'm still here working. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Actually, sure. I think that you come up with a great idea right there, that maybe Maya was on a boat that just didn't make it very far, and she washed up ashore and now has been trying to find her way to the visitor center to make contact. And if you think about it, the people who left don't necessarily know that things have gone awry, right? They don't know that, the dinosaurs have escaped and, they've caused havoc.
Brad, I'm going to say this. I need you to clip it out. I need you to put it on the TikToks, on the social medias.
Okay.
I need you to flag.
Hold on, let me Can I make a close up of you alone, or oh, that's just me. Hold on, here.
That's just you. One of the coolest things in the book is Alan Grant injecting poison into an egg and rolling it for a raptor to eat. And then it falls over dead. It's really cool. Just saying. That would be a dope thing to do in a game. There you go. I've said my piece.
Yeah, dude. I've been saying that for ages. I really wanted that to happen in Dominion. I still can't believe we didn't get Grant doing that. Oh.
That seems really violent for a movie, but for a game, that's totally a gamified.
That could definitely. And a scientist too, a scientist would be the first person to know, oh, I have these vials of poison basically that I can inject in. I know that that's her go-to move. She could be able to do that. That would be awesome for a scientist on the island to do.
She's just poisoning 10,000 eggs as you run around this island.
Yeah, that would be like, that's like your one crafting thing. You pull it out and like you have to get the poison, but you also have to find raptor eggs, collect them in your bag, and you have to craft them together. They're useless together, useless apart, but together they work great. Yeah, I don't know. I think this game has a lot of potential, and let us know if you need any tips. Saber, we've got a guy who can do a voice for Mr. DNA, and somebody who's got some real hot takes on the canon of it all. So we can do this. We can do this. Create a good game. We got time. But yeah, any last thoughts on Jurassic Park Survival?
No, it's just beautiful art, man. Like, it's gorgeous. So I'm excited.
It really is. But I guess that'll take us to the end here. So yeah, I appreciate everybody joining us. Please go to our website, JurassicParkPodcast.com. Listen to this week's episode. It was a really great one, and I hope to shock you all with our picks for the top 5 scenes in the Jurassic World trilogy. It was really, really tough to come up with that. So Aaron, while I'm talking, think about your top 5. I want to get like a quick rundown. But like, it was so much fun to do this. So please go check out that episode. Also go check out Tom's article. He wrote it up about Jurassic Park Survival. And also go to my Substack here. It's a newsletter. So if you want to get updates about the podcast and everything else into your mailbox directly, Aaron and I were just talking about social media and how things feel a little different. This is my way of kind of getting around that, right? And just getting it right to you without all the fuss of social media that's going on. Go check us out over on, Spotify. And, oh yeah, guess what? Tales from a Jurassic World is now on the podcast feed. So I know it came out on Friday over on YouTube on the Tales from a Jurassic World YouTube channel, but now it is on the podcast feed. So if you didn't check it out on YouTube, you can check it out on the feed. But definitely go give it a watch over on YouTube. Tom put in a lot of work. Tom and everybody else involved in this series. Go check it out on there. But yeah, we've got those 2 episodes from this week, and we will be airing those every Wednesday. So they will, they air on Fridays, but we will air them on the podcast feed on Wednesdays. So definitely go check out that. On my other podcast, Grim Grinning Hosts, my good buddy Hunter put out a review and spoiler discussion about Tiana's Bayou Adventure. He had a chance to go ride that with some cast previews, so go check out that episode. And I was also on the Forcecast this week talking about The Acolyte episodes 1 and 2. I really dig the show. I think it's pretty intriguing. Episode 3 was just yesterday, so I'm sure we'll talk about that at some point, but definitely go check out that. Whew, I am winded here, but yeah, definitely go check out our social media all over the place. Facebook, TikTok, Threads, Facebook Threads. Oh, I'm tired. And you listen, whatever. Go listen to the show. Aaron, you're everywhere as well, man. Where are you at? Where are you at these days?
I'm sitting right here all the time for podcasting and work. That's it. This is where you can find me.
That's where you can find him. Right here on the show. Typically we do these, like, this was not recorded as like a wire, but I think I've like overbooked this month, so we'll have to do it next month for whatever the next Beyond the Gates is after that. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm excited, and you've got a lot of stuff coming up. So check us out on this feed, and also go follow me over on Letterboxd. I'm on there too, so go find me there. But that's it. Thank you everybody for watching. It's been fun. Oh, and definitely stay tuned for next week for the Jurassic World Dominion watch party commentary. I'll be doing that. Those are always really fun. So definitely check us out next Wednesday, 8 p.m. EST. See you there. Bye, everybody.